Welcome to the Education Innovators Podcast. I'm Eric Byron. This is season 4, and it is my privilege to host this show where I get to talk with thought leaders and experts from all over the world. We're going to hear amazing stories of innovation in education from teachers, consultants, and AI experts and others who are fearlessly innovating and creating unique active learning experiences. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get started. Last week, I published an episode with Jussi Holopainen, an expert in game design and a guy who has spent decades studying and teaching game design. It was a fascinating conversation that got me thinking more deeply about not just the intricacies of game design and the elements and the components, but the significance of teaching game design as an approach to learning critical skills like design thinking and creativity, problem solving, and emotional intelligence. Not that I hadn't thought of these things before, but it really brought to light the broader scope of the benefits of teaching game design. So, when we attempt to design a game, we're forced to consider many complex, interdependent facets of human interaction. So we're not just talking about video games, right? Game design talks about all of them, right? So games come in many forms: sports games, board games, role-playing games, massive multiplayer games, right? Puzzles, continuous runner games, and of course, educational games, something I love. But Jussi makes this case that studying games and playful activities teaches us a lot about ourselves, and that the game play, which we all do, starting from very, very young, right? It's foundational to the development of symbolic thinking. So in part, that's our ability to pretend, right? To imagine that we are someone else or in some fictitious situation. So you might make the case that, in early childhood development, these games that use our imagination is a source for our ability to be creative. By encouraging play and teaching students to design their own games, we open them up to recognize the emotional and intellectual impact that games can have on us. Games make us think. They challenge our reality, and a well-designed game can make us feel emotions. Educational games are designed to make us curious, not just about facts, but about how and why of things, right? To explore beyond the facts, right? The relationships between ideas and concepts and observable data. So educational games they're not just quizzes like Duolingo, right? Which highlights the distinction I want to make here, right? Between games and gamified apps. Duolingo is not a game, okay? So don't be confused. We're talking about real games, gameplay, okay? So I want to encourage you, if you haven't done so, right, and you're confused by this distinction I'm trying to make between gamified and games, please listen to the full episode that I just recently published with Jussi Holopainen. There's so much more to studying and teaching game design than you may have realized. I'm Eric Byron. Thanks for listening to the Education Innovators Podcast. To all those education innovators out there like Jussi, thanks for doing what you do. You are making a difference.